Hey, what's going on? Nick here from virtualassistantassistant.com. Today, we're joined by Kenny Schumacher from Delesign.com. It's a new unlimited graphic design service, but we'll let Kenny explain what that actually means.
Hey, Nick. Yeah, it's great to be here. So Delesign is a pretty new service. We provide unlimited design services for our clients. So that includes graphic design, animation, website design, pretty much anything that your business needs to succeed design-wise, we can cover you. So how it works is that we match you with your own senior level designer who can complete anything that you need to, as I mentioned, for your business. So how it works is that when you sign up, you get matched with that designer, and then you can submit requests to them online through our portal. So it's a very simple service in the sense that, this is just imagine us like your actual full-time designer working for you. So if you have any projects that need to be completed, you just message them through our online portal, and then they get started on it for you.
Yeah, and probably more affordable than a than a traditional full-time designer.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess one way that you can think of it is kind of like a timeshare into your own designer. With that, you get to submit as many projects as you want to them, and then they work a certain amount of time every day to complete your projects in queue. So for a lot of people that that can't necessarily afford their own full-time senior level designer, this is a pretty great way to get all your projects completed on time.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting way to frame it. A design sharing service where the same designer is going to work with a handful of different clients, and they'll get your work done, and they'll get everybody else's work done too. I've been playing around with the service for some Pinterest-specific images
Awesome.
as an initiative for this year. Tell me a little about the animation in motion graphics, because I don't know what that is, and I feel like maybe I should be taking advantage of that.
Yeah, I think you should too. So the cool thing about our service that maybe some other services that are similar don't do is that we do motion graphics and animation. So those can be things like as simple as just like, making a slide for you that's animated, or it can be a very complex project like your entire animated explainer video. So maybe you have a service or a product, and instead of making a huge wall of text or a huge landing page just saying text and text and text and text, a lot of people like to watch a video that describes what the service is, what the product is, in a much more exciting way than just a wall of text, for example. So with Delesign, your designer can make that custom animated video for you that really is exciting and really makes your viewer interested in learning more. So that's one of the things we offer as part of our service. We have some samples on our website too that you can check out. And yeah, I found that clients like this a lot because there are services that allow you to make your own without any actual design knowledge, but those are usually pretty limited in what they can actually do. Generally, those are just services that allow you to get a static image that you put on the screen, and maybe it kind of rotates or maybe it shifts direction. But with Delesign, we can actually make someone that's actually walking, that's his feet are moving, his hands are moving, he's smiling, he's waving, he's blinking, things like that. It's more complex and that you couldn't really get from a simple service that maybe was, I guess you know what I mean. But yeah, so with Delesign, we make actual animation that really does captivate the audience.
Well, that's I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I'll
Yeah,
have to, I'll have to come up with something and send that over for stuff like
yeah.
that. Do you find the best results for when clients are like kind of storyboarding out what they have in mind, or scripting out kind of what they have in mind, or is
Yeah,
it
so
like free for all? Like, here, tell the customer, tell the world what I do.
yeah, so it's of course up to the client whether or not they want to be very detailed or not. That's no problem, of course. In regards to simplicity for both sides, if the client already has a good understanding of what they want, the designer usually proceeds with making a storyboard, like you mentioned, to then make sure that everything is good and everything is lined up as the client wants. And then once the storyboard is all sketched out, then the designer actually starts animating it. So the storyboard part, with the storyboard process, is a great time for the client to really say, this is exactly what I want, so please proceed. Or maybe, maybe I want a different kind of style. Maybe I want a different kind of, procedure with this video. So yeah, storyboard. And then once the storyboard is confirmed, the designer then starts to actually animate each parts of the storyboard to then make that complete project. So it's an exciting time, of course, because a lot of clients maybe have never experienced animation with their own product or service. So it's a great way for us to introduce this and introduce the power of animation to the clients.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, my designer has been turning around the simple Pinterest graphics right away. I imagine something as in depth as that is going to take a little bit longer to get done. The So imagine that's one service that I haven't seen offered from some of the competitors in this, productized design space and limited design space. Anything else you feel is separating Delesign from the competition?
Yeah, so our biggest differentiator is that we really focus on, I guess, high quality designs. So I think every kind of service like this would be able to do graphic design, right? So, flyers, business cards, marketing material. And, we're great for that too. But one thing that really separates us is that we focus also on like these more higher quality designs like animation, motion graphics, video, photo editing, website designs, UI, mock-ups for your website and your app. So things that are more complex and would require more of a senior level designer than say, a flyer or, a simple infographic. So that's what we really pride ourselves on, is making those more complex projects. And, of course, having the experience of making those complex projects means that we're also very capable and talented in even the more simpler, graphic design projects as well. So what that means less turnaround time, less revisions because our designers are skilled in these areas.
I know it's early, but have you found a sweet spot or industry that clients tend to turn to you from? Like, okay, we serve real estate agents, or we serve bloggers, or who have you found is the sweet spot on the client side?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mean, as you know, and as I mentioned, we're still relatively pretty new to this whole area, to this whole business. So we're still really experimenting with what our perfect client is and, where the most traffic comes from. But so far, I can say that the majority of our clients are startups, early stage startups or just barely funded startups, companies that are experiencing rapid growth and do have a wide variety of design needs from everything from, as I mentioned, web mockups, animation, marketing materials, social media. Clients that can really take advantage of all of that. That's what we found so far to be our most common clients. There's also a lot of clients that are marketers from their own businesses, or excuse me, from their large organizations. So they're part of the marketing team of their large organizations, and they use Delesign to help complete their companies, their organizations' projects. Because of course they could hire additional designers, but in a large company that can take several months, several weeks at the very least, right? And there's a lot of bureaucratic lines to cross. So using a service like ours can really help expedite that whole process and really get the project completed much quicker than it would to get multiple full-time in-house designers.
Yeah, it seems like the service and the price point kind of sit between that. Okay, one-off design project that I need a specific thing done, and full time, like, or even a part time, like in-house hire where it's like, okay, you're going to be our dedicated graphic designer. It's like, no, we can provide that for you for a fixed price, and here's the array of skills that we have. So I think that makes a lot of sense for a lot of different businesses.
I was going to mention too that for a lot of companies, even whether you're a small company or a large company, I mean, there can be a lot of difficulties with hiring someone, right? I mean, it's not just hiring someone. You have to, of course, you have to find the person first, right? So you have to find the person. You have to make your job listings, do all that stuff, right? And that can take anywhere from, if you're lucky, maybe a couple of days to maybe a couple of weeks or more. With Delesign, one great benefit of us is that you just sign up, and then we've done all the vetting for you. We've made sure that the designer is, a senior level designer who can do all your projects. We specifically match you with a designer who is a good fit for your brand based on the information you provide us. So we take care of all of that. So instead of taking, anywhere from maybe 2 months to 2 weeks to 2 months, this can take less than 24 hours. And then you can instantly start sending them your projects, and they can, instantly start completing them. So instead of 2 weeks minimum, it's just, maybe 10 hours, 24 hours to start working.
Yeah, it was really quick, and that was a good segue into kind of the hiring process there. If you got a team of people like hiding off camera in your office there, where's everybody
Yeah,
based?
so Delesign is fully remote. So everyone, all of our senior level designers are from the Philippines. So they all live in the Philippines. They all work in the Philippines, and um, I've been working. So this isn't my first company. I've worked on several other businesses as well in the past, and I've found a lot of success for my own businesses working with people in the Philippines, whether that be for developers, designers, marketers, virtual assistants. I've found a lot of success in the Philippines.
Yeah,
And
isn't that funny how one business kind of always parlays into the next? That's
yeah,
definitely
it
been
definitely
the
does.
case for me. So, um, cool stuff. Yeah, thanks for sharing where everybody was based and kind of some of the hiring process behind that. So that's a good opportunity to play the geo arbitrage game if that's where your budget justifies at the moment. So
Yeah,
again, Delesign.com. Kenny, thanks for joining me. We're still gathering reviews on virtualassistant.com for Delesign. So if you're a user, if you're thinking about checking them out, definitely drop in a review over there. I'll link that up below this video. And appreciate you joining me, and we'll catch up soon.
thanks, Nick. Talk to you soon.